Hello, everyone. This is Zayami Eccles-Irwin from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the Assistant Director of the Portland Comedy Film Festival. We're gearing up for our Summer 2023 session, which is going to be on May 21st at the beautiful, historic Clinton Street Theater. And today I'm talking to a participating screenwriter, Don Sellers, who wrote Almost Boston. Thank you so much for talking with me today, Don.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So let's jump right in. You have a very interesting premise for Almost Boston. Can you just give us a brief description of what your screenplay is about?
Sure. So my screenplay is a half-hour comedy pilot. It's basically a love letter to Portland. It's just to showcase some of the weird and fun things that we all love about Portland, with an overall story arc about an FBI agent, a driven FBI agent whose cover is blown. And so she's placed in Portland, Oregon, in a food cart pod, making grilled cheese sandwiches, but she doesn't even know how to cook because she's just so focused on her career. And so she finds Portland very weird, of course. And we explore all the different relationships with the different food cart pod managers, workers, and then just some fun community people. And each episode will give an opportunity to showcase a weird Portland event. So in the pilot, we have a random rooster that wanders through the pod. And that's kind of the introduction to the weirdness that is Portland.
I love that. It's a love letter to Portland. So, what kind of inspirations do you have behind this?
Yeah, so during the pandemic, my husband and I took 4 road trips across the United States. That's how we spent our 2 years. So it was just
Fantastic.
traveling in our car. And every time we would go to a new city, I love to meet people and interact with strangers. And every time I would tell them where I was from, the first thing they would say is it as bad as we hear? Is Portland really burning to the ground?
Right.
And so I found myself, constantly telling people how wonderful Portland is and all of the fun things that happen here, and that really all of the destruction was limited to a block or two
Totally.
downtown. And I mean, sure, we have our problems, but Portland is really a great place. And so that was my inspiration. I wanted to show the world, really, all of the great things about Portland, and the communities that we have here, and how we really do care about one another. And so in this pilot, well, actually over this course of the series that I have planned, the main character falls in love with Portland, as I hope the audience will as well.
That's fantastic. I love that. It's a great way to answer that question once and for all. What's Portland like? Is it really burning? Well, here you go.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, here you go.
so, what was the writing process like? Did you encounter any challenges? Did you learn anything through that?
I did. So I've been working on this pilot for a while, and it was really, I normally write features, and so it was really challenging to condense everything that I needed to say in a half-hour comedy pilot, because I have several interesting characters that I wanted to introduce, and I wanted to set up a lot of things so that we could follow up with those later in the season. So I think that was the biggest thing I learned, was just how to explore what I needed to explore in the short format, but keep it interesting and leave a cliffhanger.
Totally. So, really a pacing thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm interested in lots of instances where people are writing stories with somewhat of a personal bent. They incorporate little episodes from their own life. Is there anything like that in your series?
Oh, I'm sure there will be a lot. Um, so yeah, just the food cart pod, and how Portland has become known for food carts. I think we're really one of the first
Right.
cities that where those grew, and they kind of caught on, and a lot of other cities are copying that now. So I think that's personal, and just how Portland is innovative in that area. I did own a restaurant and bar for about 9 years with my
Oh,
husband,
really?
and so I have some experience in the food industry, but not necessarily the food cart
Right.
industry. And those are very different, but I think I can bring some of that. One of the characters owns a restaurant across the street from the food cart pod, and he isn't really happy about the food cart pod taking away
Uh,
his business. And I think that's one of the things that restaurant owners have struggled with in Portland, and still do. And so, yeah, a little bit of a personal thing there. And then just some of the other fun events that I love about Portland. We have the naked bike ride,
yep.
which is known all over the world. And the witch paddle that happens, the dragon boat races that happen. You know, the Rose Festival will probably make an appearance
Okay.
at some point. So yeah, I love Portland history, and just kind of feeding in little facts about Portland, and that's really where the title came from. I don't know if you're aware of that Portland was almost named
All right, the coin
Boston.
toss.
Yeah, the flip of the coin. And so little tidbits like that, that I've learned over my lifetime living in Portland, that I want to share with the world.
Awesome. Actually, that's great. I didn't realize that about the title right off the bat, but I
Yeah,
love that. That's a fantastic title. So
yeah,
what are
thanks.
you working on next? You're making more episodes of this? Any plans to get
I,
it filmed or
yeah, so actually, I just hired a director this
nice?
last week. I'm currently fundraising. I have a campaign going. My budget is $20,000 to film the pilot. And I plan to file under the SAG-AFTRA agreement so I can hire union talent and non-union
Okay.
talent, to help everybody learn from one another. Um, and so, yeah, so I'm fundraising right now, trying to get to that $20,000 mark. I've got a director on board. I have a script supervisor on board. I'm going to be producing along with my husband. We have a production company called Broken Toe
Okay.
Productions. And so this will be our first project. So it's kind of
Very
exciting.
exciting.
Um, yeah. And so filming will happen. It's targeted for the end of September.
Okay. Wow. Well, things are moving. I love that. Uh,
Yeah. And so hopefully I'll have a short for the film festival next
I would
year.
love to see it. Is there anything else you'd like to add about your screenplay?
Boy, I don't know. I think I've kind of covered it all. I'm excited to write more episodes and just to have everyone see it, um, and just the whole process of filming it. It's exciting.
Awesome. No, I'm very excited to see this one of these days soon. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Yeah, thank
Best of luck
you.
and everything.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.